My love, before we begin today's episode, I want to let you know that I am running my very first Creating Confidence Masterclass live event. I haven't run this event in 2 years. It is happening on the 6th of August, 2023. This was an event that we sold out every single time that we ran it. We even took it overseas to New Zealand. We did one in Los Angeles. It was incredible. And then the pandemic came and we haven't done it in 2 years. And we're running this event again this year in Melbourne, Australia. And we are doing virtual tickets. That is right. We're going to live stream you in. If you want to attend the Creating Confidence Masterclass live event, make sure that you click the link inside of the show notes. You can grab your ticket now. I cannot wait to see you there. All right, let's listen to today's episode. Hola, hola. It's your girl, Erica from America. Welcome to the Confidence Chronicles podcast. This podcast is all about helping you stand in who you are. Stop giving a fuck what people think about you. Start standing as your fully expressed self. As you are, queen, as is. There is no filter needed. You are fucking awesome. And I am here to remind you, I'm a confidence coach, a business mentor, a speaker, an author, and I am obsessed with women standing up, showing up, and creating their confidence. And I cannot wait to dig into today's episode with you. Welcome to the podcast. Okay, so I just need to say real quick, I am in my office, yes, but my children are in my vicinity downstairs with my husband. We are getting ready to set up for Hamish's breathwork event that he's running. It's sold out. It's going to be amazing, but our warehouse is a hot ass mess. There's like boxes of books and all this shipping stuff because of our 40th% off big birthday sale that we had. So our kids are not at school. They're on school holidays, like vacation for the next 2 weeks. And I always want to be that like amazing conscious parent that's like, yeah, we're going to do stuff with them. And we're not going to put them into their aftercare programs. And then it's day one of school holidays today. And I'm like, oh my God, give me a minute. Like, it's wild. So obviously we still do our thing and work and then have days to be with them. But today they are here. So if in case you hear my child screaming, probably Nava in the background or whatever, that is that. And I'm so sorry. Like, this is my reality right now. Okay. Speaking of, I have not told you that my 40th birthday extravaganza situation was amazing. We welcomed so many beautiful women, beautiful listeners, beautiful audience members into the sisterhood program and the startup squad. And that was amazing. And my husband, who is not a traditionally romantic, crazy, thoughtful type. He's incredible, but he's just not that like lovey-dovey kind of person that creates things. I love you, Hamish. Anyway, he set up a surprise birthday party, which I had no idea about, which is also really hard because I know everything. And I'd be like on his phone, on my phone. I have all the phones happening and we work together. He has my messages. Like, we're just sharing almost like our phones together. And people were messaging him about the party. And he was just like, oh my God, I hope you don't see anything. I didn't see anything. And I walked into my house. He took me to this beautiful dinner at this place that I've been wanting to go to. Gorgeous. Had a few margaritas, spicy margaritas. I had some fun. And then on the way home, I had to pee so bad. I was wearing some Skims, some Kim K Skims, which are like Spanx, and this tight ass dress. And I was like, oh my God, hurry up. So we got to the house. It's pitch black like normal. And kids are being looked after. And we were going to go home, change, and then go out. And he's like, I can't get the door open. And I'm like, oh my God, give me these keys. I'm going to pee myself. And I go to like unlock the door and I open the door and my whole house is decorated in like pink birthday decorations, 60 or so people like, surprise. And I just like fell to the ground. Number one, because I was so shocked and I'm a very emotional person. So I was just like straight away crying. And number two, I had to pee so bad. And I was like, yo, if I get any more emotion, I'm going to pee myself on my freaking living room floor. It was so beautiful. If you helped Hamish, thank you. If you were there, thank you. I love you. I just cried the whole time. And I'll talk about it later, but I had a moment of like, why are all these people here for me? Like, why would they do this? Why would they be here? Why do I matter that much to people? Which is wild that I had that thought because I am supposedly the queen of confidence and I talk about believing in yourself and self-belief and self-worth. Yet I had that moment I'll talk about that later in another podcast because it is a interesting thing that came up for me and a bit of a lesson that came up for me. So I wanted to catch you up because all that amazing stuff has just happened and I love you and I want to share it all with you. So that was that. So now I'm 40 and we are doing the damn thing. This year is going to be set up to be incredible. The rest of the year, while I'm recording this, it is June. It is the middle of the year, 2023. And I just want to remind you that we got 6 months left. So what are you committed to doing for the rest of this year so that you get what you want? Okay, girlfriend, don't get it twisted. Sisterhood is still open if you want to join Sisterhood or Squad. We are there ready to support you. Okay. Today's podcast episode is about the 2 levels of confidence. Now, I wanted to share this because sometimes when you know so much about a certain topic, you think people know it. You think that you've talked about it so much, people understand that. And I realized that I haven't shared these 2 layers or these 2 levels of confidence on the podcast. And it's something that I used to speak about a lot at the beginning of my journey as a confidence coach, running my Creating Confidence events. And something that came from my background in hairdressing, my background as a stylist, and now as a coach, therapist. And so I wanted to share this with you because I think that it gives us some perspective around how to create confidence and where we lack it. So back in the day, I used to run this thing when I was a stylist called Styling Confidently. And it was a styling session. It was about how to dress for your body shape, wearing clothes that make you feel good, how to be more confident with your body and your clothing and all that stuff. And that's where this idea got developed because I would help women look really nice. And before that, I was a hairdresser. So I've always worked on confidence. Since I was 8 years old, I remember doing people's hair and makeup and nails. I was always into it. The external confidence, looking good. This came from my mom's belief that you should always look good. You should care what people think about you. What are you wearing? If she could see me right now, she'd be like, where's your lipstick, Erica? Where are your nails? All that stuff. She's like that, right? So that was ingrained into me as a kid. And I always was interested in helping women look better because at the end of the day, I wanted people to feel better. And that's why we get into hairdressing. That's why we get into life coaching, therapy. Like we want to help people feel better. So I was running these Styling Confidently side hustle workshops in Melbourne when I was a stylist and I had a 9-to-5 job. I loved these events. I was working with brands, fitting out this beautiful styling suite, having champagne, talking about dressing and looking nice. And throughout this time when I was running these workshops, these live events, they started to sell out. I started to get 30 women, 50 women, 70 women, like all these women would come to these events. And what I realized throughout that journey was that I was on par with running these events. I was doing my own journey of confidence. I was seeing a coach. I was a part of a program. I was going to retreats. I was unraveling and healing all the shit inside of me that said I wasn't enough and all my pain and all my trauma. And so I'm doing the inner work, yet I'm talking about the external work and the external look and the external feel. And so as I kept doing this, one of the masterclasses, I came up with this idea about the internal and external confidence. And that's what I want to share with you today. The 2 levels of self-confidence. And look, this is not gospel. This is just what I came up with throughout our 10 plus years of researching confidence and women. And here's what I found. We tend to work on the external layer. The external layer of confidence is your image, your outside, the outside flaky skin of the onion, right? If we use an onion as an example, it's the outside flaky skin that falls off easily, very surface layer, like our makeup, right? Really surface layer, nails, hair, makeup, clothing. And I'm going to talk later about how this level of confidence is very important to me. And I think it's important. It should be important to you, but it can't be the only thing. So the external layer of confidence, that first layer of confidence is how we look, how you do your hair, how your face, your nails, how you present yourself, your physical image, right? Like your clothing, your body language, how you stand, if you look up, eye contact, all the stuff outside of yourself that people can see. And for years, I worked on the external confidence as a hairdresser, as a stylist. And it was one event, and I'll never forget this woman. She was standing in the mirror. I had dressed her at this live event. I got clothing for her in her size. I put outfit together for her. I put a little belt, did all the things, accessories. Bam, she was looking smoking. And the women that were there were like, oh my God, look at you. You look amazing. And she looked in the mirror and she was like, I still hate myself. Like, I just don't think I'm enough. And I was like, whoa, what? Like, that was a trip for me. Because when I tell you this woman was immaculate, like outfit on point, beautiful brand, nails, hair, makeup, boom, put it together, amazing. Women around her were like, damn, you look good, amazing. And she looked in that mirror and saw herself and was like, I don't like what I'm seeing. I don't like who I am. I don't believe that I'm worthy. I don't think I'm good enough. I'm still not in love with myself. And it gave me this fucking aha moment. That was the moment, really, that changed everything for me. I was just like, oh no, this is not, we're not going deep enough. This flaky skin of the onion is the thick, you know, that thick layer after the onion that's thick and you don't really cook with it or you don't really use it because it's kind of gross. It's kind of like the flaky skin, but thicker. And we peel that back. And inside, when you get to the inside of the onion, that's when the shit starts, right? I wasn't even touching that layer of the onion. We were talking about the external outside. Your body is a banana. Your body is an apple. You're a pear. All the fucking bullshit about body shapes and no offense. Like, what color is your color? The color that looks good on you, that's your fucking color. The color you don't like, that's not your color. You know, like the color palettes. I was doing all that stuff, thinking that I was making an impact and making a difference. And in a small way, maybe I was. But the reality was when I saw that, I was like, whoa. And at the time, I was working on my internal confidence. I had the external. I still do. I love to get my hair and makeup done. I'm like all over it. Nails, hair, jewelry, accessories, clothing, blah, blah, blah. All over it. But the inside, I had just been touching. I had just been working on. And if we use the example of an onion, when you have that flaky skin, the outside, whatever, that's not even the onion, then you peel that weird big ass thick layer of the onion that's like not useful at all, but it protects the onion. That big old thick layer that you can't use. You take it off, you start to get like watery eyes, right? You start getting into the meat and potatoes of this freaking onion. I don't know why I said meat and potatoes and the onion. Anyway, I'm hungry. So you start getting into the thick of the onion, right? And you peel more layers. And as you get closer inside of the onion, you know that weird thin, like slimy, weird thin layer of the onion? Have you ever seen that before? It's like white and thin and it's really weird and it's only in certain layers of the onion. That's that shit. That's that like nuanced stuff. I think it's the big stuff that actually helps us get deeper and deeper into ourselves and into the work. So anyway, we're doing this and I'm like, okay, I'm done. Next event that we do, because I was running this event like every month and it was amazing, it was selling out. Next event that we do, I'm going to bring in some of the inner confidence. And so I slowly started planting the seeds about the internal confidence, how you feel about yourself. What about your thoughts? Like we're going to cull your wardrobe. But we need to be culling the thoughts that don't fit you and don't serve you anymore. Like we're letting go of the clothing, but what about that thought that says I'm too fat or I'm not good enough or I will never have XYZ? What about if we pull that shit and throw it out and get rid of it, right? Don't even donate that to the op shop because nobody wants that. But let go of that thought that's not serving you, doesn't fit you anymore, this version of you. And let me tell you, I noticed women started crying. They started sharing. They started unraveling. We were getting closer to the internal confidence of what was actually going on. And I did this and I noticed, I'm like, whoa, first of all, no more alcohol. Like alcohol and doing the inner work. Like it kills me on Instagram seeing women be like, let's do this personal development event and we have alcohol and then we're going to do breath work and meditation. And it's pretending to be some fucking like woke ass event where I'm like, yo, why you have alcohol? Like I will not speak to women about what I speak about if they're drinking. Like I just don't. It's like a value of mine. We can't mix the inner work with alcohol when you got trauma shit. And anyway, so I noticed that straight away and I was like, no more alcohol. Because we were drinking like champagne, talking about styling. But now I was bringing in the inner work and I was slowly bringing it in. It was still a styling event, but it started like women were like, I came for this, but I got that. Like, whoa, I didn't think about that. And I was like, yeah. And I was loving it because I was on my journey witnessing how impactful it was. And this is where I started to think there's an inner layer of confidence. The inner confidence, it's working from the inside out. And I started my journey from the outside in. Doesn't matter, by the way, which way you do it. In my book, as long as you do it. And as long as you realize that just looking pretty, that just having nice hair, no cellulite, being skinny, having brand named clothes, having lipstick, having Botox, having fillers, having lashes, beautiful extensions, all that shit on the outside, if you only have that, it is not enough. And you're not going to take it with you. And you are going to age because that's what we do. I hope you do age. Right? What a blessing to get wrinkles. What a blessing to shift and change into a different age. That shit we don't take. And that shit nobody remembers. Oh my gosh, she always had beautiful lipstick on. Oh my God, they might remember my press-on nails because they be on point. But no one's going to be like, you know what I loved about Erica when she was here on earth? Her fucking press-on nails. I hope they don't say that. I hope it's a little bit more substance. And so We can't just work on that. So that's the one layer, the external layer. That's what people see. That's our front face. That's what we show first. But what I want you to think about and work on is the internal layer of confidence, the inner confidence. The confidence that when you have no nails, no hair, no makeup, you wake up with badass breath in the morning and you look like a hot mess because your bed and your hair is all crazy. And you wake up and you look in the mirror and you fucking love who you see in the mirror. Because inside of yourself, you know your strength, you know you're worthy, you know your power, you know who the fuck you are, you know what you stand for, and you know you're a good person, and you believe in yourself. Now, if you choose to wear a mum bun and fucking sweatpants all day, you still worthy as fuck. And if you choose to get your hair and nails and makeup and put on Spanx and Skims and shit and press on nails and high heels, you're still worthy. But either way, your internal confidence that you have built inside of yourself shows you who you really are. So the internal confidence doesn't get shown. People don't see you building that. That looks like self-talk that's positive. That looks like fucking boundaries that don't allow other people into your life if they're hurting you, that don't allow people to shit on you, that don't keep you playing small so that other people feel good about themselves. That includes your self-talk, right? How do you speak about yourself to yourself? How do you speak about yourself to others? How do you see yourself when you look in the mirror? What are you saying to yourself, right? That's what that includes. That looks like your self-care, right? How do you look after yourself? Do you do things for yourself? Or do you think that that's selfish? Do you make time for yourself? Do you know what's going on in your mind? Are you looking after you? Do you have a coach? Do you have a mentor? Do you have a community, a good circle of women that support you, a support system? Do you take time out for yourself to pause, to reflect, to read, to chill, to do nothing? Do you have a good relationship with rest? How are you to yourself? And that inner confidence is the shit that I'm telling you right now. Doesn't matter what falls off the onion. The core and the root of you is solid. You are solid like a fucking big ass tree branch in the woods. Yeah, your branches may fall off. Yeah, your fucking wood bark may crumble on the ground. You know, your leaves might come off in the winter. People could try to cut you down, but you are not moving. You are solid in yourself, in who you are. Because the outside will always change. You have a bad hair day, you could wear a hat. I got a hat on right now. Right? Your hair is oily, you could use some dry shampoo. Your nails don't look good, you can get your nails done. But what happens when the inside of you doesn't feel good? What happens when you tell yourself that you're not good enough every fucking day? Who do you become then? What are you attracting into your life? How do you think about yourself? How is your nervous system? Are you always in anxiety, stressing and anxious and fight or flight? Are you in survival mode 24/7? Are you numbing out? Are you even here? Are you numb to your life? Are you feeling like, fuck it, what's the point? Like, I'm not doing anything. Do you just eat shit food and scroll on TikTok and Instagram all day, like comparing yourself to other people's fake ass lives? How is your inner confidence? How's your inner world? And there are things that you can do to work on them. And I said before that they're both important. And here's what I want to say about that. Some of you listening to this might come to your self-confidence from the external world in. I did. Meaning you want to look nice, your hair and your makeup and your this and your that, and that helps you to feel good about yourself. And then because you feel a little bit good about yourself, you start working on the inner confidence. You start believing that you deserve to get a therapist or a coach or a healer or a session or time to journal. You start believing that you should put yourself away for 5 days and go on a retreat because you deserve it. You start believing that you don't want to work at that shit place that makes you feel like crap and that friend's not really a friend, right? That external to the internal. Sometimes that happens. That's what happened for me. Other people, you might be working on the inner work. You might be doing your inner work and not feeling great about the external world. And as you work from the inside out, now you start to go, actually, I might get my hair done. Actually, I am going to buy that outfit because I'm worthy. Actually, I do want to go get my nails done. Actually, I do want to buy new shoes instead of keep wearing the same damn, sneakers that I'm wearing to run, knowing that they're all fucked up and I should get new ones. Actually, I'm worth paying more money to get that. You know, like you start going from the inside out. Whichever way you find it, know that both of them matter. But if you ask me, the internal is the key. We get stuck worried about the outside of how we look and are we pretty and do we age and all this shit. When inside there's no substance. There's nothing going on inside. And I'm like, you can't fake it till you make it. You can't pretend to feel good about yourself. It's only going to work so much. If inside the thoughts that you're thinking, you have you have depression, you're anxious, you're not feeling good about yourself, that's going to fuck with you at some point in time. It's going to catch up with you. And so, yes, there are 2 levels, if you ask me, of confidence. And they're both important. But what I'd love for you to ask yourself right now as you're listening to me is, which one have I been working on? Which muscle has strengthened the most? Am I really good with how I look on the outside? But on the inside, I feel like shit. On the inside, I need to cull the thoughts and the feelings and the beliefs and the bullshit that doesn't serve me. There's a closet full of shit on the inside. Haven't even got to the root layer of that onion. I'm still with the flaky skin. Or are you on this journey of doing your inner work with yourself? And now you're noticing like, actually, I want to look after myself more. Actually, I want to feel good. Because my belief when I was doing this was, if you feel, now this is you, not the world or what society says or media says about the way we should look as women. But if you yourself feel like you look good, you're going to feel good. And if you feel good, your emotion, your feelings are feeling good, then you're going to take feel good actions and you're going to get good results. Because that matters, right? How we feel matters. But if you feel like you look beautiful, but inside there's nothing there, you're not going to be able to access that depth, that deep confidence where you know that you are worthy, where you know that you deserve everything that you're getting, you deserve it, and you can go for it, and you have that belief and that trust in yourself. So I think both are important, but what I'd love for you to ask yourself right now is, what have I been working on the most? And maybe you've been working in the inner work and you haven't given a shit about the external. And maybe it's like, you know what? Yeah, Erica, you're right. I should go get a massage. I should go do what I need to do. I should go be able to get my hair done. I shouldn't feel guilty about spending money on myself if I haven't done that before. You get to do that for yourself. But know that there are two layers, and most of us only get taught and only think that the external confidence is what matters, and it is not. Okay? So that's your homework. Ask yourself, where have you been focused more on, the internal or the external? And what are some of the things you can do to build your internal? It's working on yourself. It's journaling. It's getting to know the mind. If you were using the wardrobe analogy that I used before, what's inside the closet of you? What's in there? What fucking needs to be gone? What did your grandmother hand you down that was like an old ass sweater that doesn't fit you and smells like mothballs? Like, let that shit go. Let that belief about you go. Let that story go. Can you not even donate it because nobody wants it, but fucking just burn it? You know what? I don't need that anymore. I've been holding on to this for too long. That needs to go. I could rearrange my inner wardrobe so I feel good about myself. Okay, I love you so much. Let me know how you went with this podcast. Tag me. You know all the things. Leave me a review. And if you want me to do a podcast for you, a lot of y'all are messaging me on Instagram. Message me or go to my queenofconfidence.com/podcast. Request an episode. I will do it for you. I love your face. I'll see you next week. Thank you so much for listening. I freaking love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for your ears and your energy and your attention. Thank you for letting me into your world. And thank you so much for listening and tuning in to this podcast. There are so many podcasts you can listen to, and I deeply, deeply, for real, appreciate you listening to mine. Do me one big favor, one big thing. Please share this episode or this podcast with a woman who you know needs to hear this. This is my mission on planet Earth, to serve as many women as possible so that we could show up, stand up, speak up, and create the confidence and the life that we desire. I appreciate you, my love. I will see you on the next episode.